Who would I work with? I like working with people. I don't go back to work with people very often.
Who do you want to work with again?
Nobody. Absolutely no interest at all. Yeah, I mean, no. I'm happy going away with Johnny, who's my songwriting partner. I don't want to write with anybody else. I never think of anything like that. I mean, it's been suggested to me, loads of people. I mean, but no, I don't. I like Dave Rodway, really close to Dave still now. We send each other texts and things like that. And he's a really funny bloke. And I think sometimes when I'm talking about him, Johnny, who's my sort of obviously current songwriter, gets a little bit, not jealous, but because I go on about Dave quite a bit, and to go on about him is just to say how much I liked working with him, but it wouldn't necessarily do me any good or him any good to go back, so it's not like just because I'm saying no to your question, don't mean that I've got any problem with any of them. Do you understand what I mean? It's a bit like the girlfriend thing I've said before in the past, where, like, would you go back out with your old girlfriend? No, but it doesn't mean I dislike her. I still think she's ace or whatever. So it's a similar answer to that.
Are you Labour or are you Labour or?
I've never been Labour. I've been far to the left of Labour, but there's people in the Labour Party who I like, and it used to be the question. When you watch Question Time, for me as a left winger, I'd turn it on and you'd be able to pick somebody you liked, and they'd usually be dressed like you liked. I mean, you could see who was the Labour person, you could see who the Tory was. Now you turn it on and they're all trying to look like the person in the middle. They're all trying to look smart. And you've got the Conservatives trying not to say something too right-wing, and you've got the Socialists trying to say something not too left-wing, and everybody's bundling into the middle, determined.
Sitting on the fence.
Exactly.
Skinner.
Well, yeah, there is people, and he's.
Rest in peace,
If you look at yeah, exactly. It's like a lot of lights finally going out, like him. But I mean, I don't think Parliament has ever represented people particularly well. So, in answer to that, I voted for them because I knew what Blair was going to do. I had a load of people coming from the record company saying, "Oh yeah, we're all going to get Labour in, and then we're going to shift to the left." That's never happened, and it never will.
Have you ever thought about representing someone, Paul?
Representing somebody?
Representing as a candidate?
No, I mean, no. Well, obviously I put my foot in it too often, and I think I'm not a pacifist, which means I wouldn't fit in with the Greens, which I do believe a lot of their politics are. And most of the groups who probably would have me are probably banned from the electoral process anyway. So I'm full. And I've never voted for. I don't think I've ever voted. Yeah, Bez. Maybe possibly something like that. I did actually try and get in touch to offer him this place to use for his campaign, but I don't know if anything.
Can I ask the burning question? And it is, what do you think you have become? What is it that you have become?
Well, the question was more for you lot than me. Get out of it that way, yeah. What have I become? I don't know. It depends where you go from, if you see what I mean. If you go from when I was a kid, which a lot of people, I think, when they look in the mirror, and they're disappointed, like I am when I look in the mirror. A lot of people are, aren't they? It's common practice. They go back to an age when they were a child, or an ideal age, like 1974, World Cup, coming home from school with the bags. Me and AD had two Adidas bags, and we used to put them around our heads there. And because Sheffield was steep, it kept it on your head and we'd go up like that. And we'd have a war all the way home, and it would just be that. And then you'd go like that and end up in a hedge. He'd walk on a bit, you'd get out again. Catch him up again and push him in the hedge, and it would go on like that. Those were my fondest days. I don't know, I'm happier with who I am now this year than I was the last couple of years. But that's packing and drinking, it's getting past 50 and not thinking anything weird's going to happen to you. You get to 50 and you think, you just wait. Do you remember that thing when, it was year 2000, everybody thought all the computers were going to go bananas and all planes were going to drop out of sky. You do that when you get to 50, you go like that. And so around about 50, 51, I was a bit mental, really. I don't know what the PC word for it, but mental in my words. And well, no, but I think it's, yeah, people call it a midlife crisis, but with my train of thought, sometimes that can cause massive problems and massive sort of, yeah, just.
The manacles.
The what's that?
The manacles.
Yeah. Well, it is that, and it's more and less. And now I just think, well, what's wrong with you? Just get on with it. I'm looking forward to being 60, you know. I know it sounds a weird thing to say, but I am. I can't wait for it. More presents.
Karaoke, Paul.
Can I what?
Karaoke.
Karaoke, yeah.
What's your karaoke song? When's the last time you sung it?
The last time I sung it, I know this well. The last time I sung it was when I was away with Johnny Lexus, and he made the mistake of coming with me to a karaoke bar. Well, it was just a bar that did karaoke, and we'd had a few drinks and we'd written a few songs, and I put on I put my name down for Let's Stay Together, you know, how great. But sung it to him in front of the whole bar. And although he's not homophobic, he didn't like it when I sat on his knee. He didn't like it when I was giving it all that, you know, trying to drag him onto the dance floor. But yeah, that is me. It's a good test for me actually, because sometimes I think my voice is deteriorated or whatever, but if I can still sing that, and obviously karaoke is a bit sad, but I do like karaoke actually. I think it's quite good fun. But yeah, that's my karaoke song.
Cool. What made you buy this pub and what did you intend to do with it?
I didn't mean to, and nothing. It was a case of it being either sold off to somebody like, you know, like a Wetherspoons type thing, or maybe a restaurant. And we were working in the studios at the back and using it. And we realised how much of a sort of hub it was for the, you know, art community or whatever you want to call it. And so, you know, like, we bought the lease, and it was immediately a real nightmare, but it's through a lot of hard work of people. Like, it looks nice now, and it's actually safe as well, and there's not water coming in, and so just to keep it as what it was really, but keep it busy. Have you just pointed at a big hole in the room? That's not a real hole compared to the ones we have. We're working on this arts thing. It's called Human Space.
If you could turn back time, is there anything you'd change?
I'm just trying to think of anything embarrassing I might have done.
No,
There's a few instances, but no, not in general, no. I think, no, what's right?
Music-wise,
Music-wise, no, not at all. I mean, I was happy, I enjoyed, you know, like music-wise, enjoyed being in the House Partners incredibly, enjoyed being in the beautiful South incredibly, enjoyed the solo work, so no, nothing really, no.
Do you find it
Not
easier
so.
to write from the head or from the heart?
I don't know. That's a clue, innit? I think, I don't really understand that question fully. I sit down and I try and write something that I know is going to mean a lot to people, and it means a lot to me. But it has to come from my head, you know. Like it is heartfelt. I try to get myself. This is why I write by myself and I write in the winter. I try to get myself into a position of normality, if so. I mean, you know, a normal person would be in, because there's a Bruce Springsteen song that I always forget, you know, which says, you know, like a life of pirate's treasure does not make a good song, you know, like, you know, if you think of the fact that you live a good life, you're not going to get a good song. So I put myself in a situation where I try and feel sorry for myself, really, and I don't talk to anybody, and I'm pretty morose, and then I find that sort of thing helps me. Other than that, there's no sort of different ways. I like going in photo booths and wanking now. I was doing the time. I like going. Some things just slip out, don't they? That was from the heart. I like going in photo booths and and getting photos of
Go on,
people.
go naked.
No, they're just normal, like, getting photos and taking on, thinking what they've been up to and like trying to write stories about people, because I think people who've left the photos in the photo booth are usually people who hate themselves, or they've gone into the photo booth and they thought, I'm going to take photographs, and they've got the photos and I thought, shit. I throw them down, so I pick them up and I go home and I try and write a little vignette or something or whatever, and then have them.